Okay, we're going to call to order this regular session, July 8th, 2026, 6 p.m. First, we have to appoint a treasurer pro tem. Mr. Marco is not here, so I'm going to appoint Mr. Atway, if you would accept.
Okay, I sure will.
Thank you. If you want to do roll call, please.
Absolutely. Dr. Alquist.
Here.
Mr. Atway here. Mrs. Duramo. Mrs. Elford.
Here.
Mr. DeMilo.
Here. We could stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're going to start off with our educator of the month, Mrs. Crawford.
Welcome. Is it working out? Yes. Welcome, everybody, to the July board meeting. And this month's Educator of the Month, sponsored by Dairy Queen, is Mr. Michael Fay from C.H. Campbell. He is our music teacher, and I can speak from a personal experience as a parent, because my son is at C.H. Campbell, that Mr. Fay goes above and beyond and is the type of teacher I would hope that every child could have for their music career. So with that being said, I'd like to invite Mr. Fay up and Mr. Dorenzo, who nominated him for Educator of the Month.
Good evening. Stevie, you might want to put me on a 3-minute timer. Mr. Fay, what a great job. Anybody who has kids at CH, as the music, the importance of music and arts and fine arts, the experience that the kids at CH get with Mr. Fay is phenomenal. I mean, every year, a kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth grade, the kids have an opportunity to perform in front of, obviously, an audience, and it's superb. And so as somebody who doesn't live in the district, I seriously consider bringing my kids to Canfield for elementary school because of him. It didn't work out, but I thought for them to have the opportunity to not only learn how to perform, but the etiquette and everything that he does is phenomenal. And so from that aspect, he is, tremendous. The other thing about Mike is, it's hard to people always say, like parents, hey, how's this teacher? How's that teacher? Who are the good teachers? And I'm like, I have no idea. I've never been in anybody's class. I can't tell you anything about any of these people as a teacher because I have not been in their class. I have been in his class because I help with the computer. So when we're doing our rehearsals for Veterans Day, he's got 90 kids in there. They're on task. They're engaged. He's teaching them. I'm like, wow, he really does a nice job. As somebody who could just sit in and observe, he does a nice job of keeping those kids involved, engaged. And so, from that aspect, I have been in his class, and so I could say he's a good teacher. And the last thing about Mike is from the great philosopher Rocky Balboa, Mike fills gaps. When Paulie asked Rocky why he liked his sister Adrian, and he said, because she fills gaps. I've got gaps, she has gaps, and together we fill gaps. And Mike, K-12 in the music department, fills gaps. Whatever needs to be done, I think about the last 5, 6, 7 years, everything at the high school has gone through with different, directors and this guy just fills in wherever need be. You know, you need somebody to line up the music at the lighting of the green, they call Mike. You need somebody to come sing at Christmas time for the administration, they call Mike. You want to give tuba lessons to the middle school kids, Mike's right there. Writing music for the marching band, we got Mike, you know. And so he just fills gaps. Whatever needs to be done, K-12, he's got a big picture of the importance of the arts in our district. And so all that to say is that was an easy choice to put Mike up for Teacher of the Month or the Year or the Century.
Thank you, Mr. Dorenzo. Mr. Fay, congratulations. Certainly a phenomenal teacher, and I haven't been in his class, but everything I've ever heard about him is how great of a teacher and a person he is, Mr. Fay. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Appreciate
Mr.
it.
Fay.
Congratulations. Good seeing you. From the recognition of Teacher of the Month, we're going to move on to our retirees. Mr. Atway, I think, is going to call you up, and if you would come up, Mr. Knoll will be up here, and then go from there. Special gift.
You want me to go alphabetical order?
Whatever you want, sir.
All right, we'll go alphabetical order. How about that? Just the way I don't lose track. How about Colleen Anderson? She's not here. All right. Congratulations on your retirement. Tammy Bear. Linda Berlin. Lisa Calzo. Monica Colaitis. Koliadis, I apologize. And I apologize in advance if I butcher anybody else's name. I don't know if Terry Dance. Not here. Heidi Garwig. Shirley Griffin. Chris Hagman.
Secretary for a lot of years here for me. A lot of years.
She put up with Mr. Knoll all that time.
She should probably get you.
Michelle Heed. Head. Not her? No. Stan Huddleston. I don't see him. Michael Kerensky, but I don't see him there. Kimberly Maddich. Mady, I'm sorry. They did this as a test. Yeah.
We did get
Mr.
it
Vito's sitting.
second ago.
Mr. Vito's sitting right next to me. He should have been correcting me in advance. Barb Knoll. Diane Poole. Just to get her mad, I should butcher this name, but Patty Prince. last but not least, Cheryl Tubick.
Mr. Radway, you have another special job to do.
I got to get out of the picture.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, not that. Yes, we do.
Let's get out.
I'm going to get out too. Hold on.
At the bottom of that paper,
Yes.
perhaps is the total number of years that these, well, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's on the list, sir, can you give us that number?
That is a drum roll, total of 477 years.
Thanks, everybody. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thanks to all the retirees. A lot of you I either taught with or worked with, and then a lot of you taught me or were in school when I was here or were the treasurer when I was here. So thank you guys. You definitely, the impact you've made on this community, can't be measured. Certainly the impact you made on me. I appreciate it. So thank you guys all. If you'd like to leave, you're welcome to do so now. Thank you guys.
Congratulations again, everyone.
Enjoy retirement. I'm going to kick it over to Mr. Roll to give his
All right.
presentation.
Well, good
Do you want
evening,
us-
everybody. Those of you in person, those of you joining us at home or later on the YouTube channel. I had to start here today. I've gotten so many phone calls, stories, different situations about this tornado and the damage that it did. Saw some pictures as well. I mean, yeah, thank you, board members. I'm sorry. I should have to calm down. I don't know really how there wasn't any injuries, anything more serious during this time. But I want to put this out. I've had some people in the district call and say, hey, if anybody calls you and says they need some help, let us know. So I'm putting that APB out. If any community member says, hey, I could use some help at my house, give me a call, give me an email, and we'll see what we can do to get out there to assist you. I had a staff member today email me and just went over just unbelievable damage to cars, houses, roofs, storage places, just unbelievable. And that picture to the right there just kind of sums it all up. But it's a blessing. I think we've got a lot to be grateful for that things weren't worse there. I'm hoping somebody says, hey, Mr. Noel, I got one of these today in the mail. Can anybody say that? Nice. Thank you, guys. All right. Did you get it today? Probably. Yeah, because it was going to be close. This is our Cardinal communique that goes out to everybody in our community twice a year. This obviously is our summer edition. Please pay special attention to it. All kinds of good news. All the buildings are in there. Principals are in there. A lot of pictures. All the supervisors talk about the year in the recap. I speak to a couple things specifically in there that I will call your attention to, and one of them is this. We are working on our new 5-year strategic plan, and there's some information on there. You can go to our website. I sent some information home to our education community last week to jump in on that. Uh-oh, that's not good. I might have to go old school on you. George, any ideas up, everybody? Nope. All right, he's coming. All right, I'll keep working. I'll work right through that. But take some time. 23 questions, I think, on the strategic plan. But please give us your thoughts. I'm about the 2 C's, 2 F's, facilities, finances, communication, curriculum. That, to me, is what every strategic plan should be focused on. So please take some time, see what you can do to help us with that. We would greatly appreciate that. The next slide was a good one. I see Mr. Lavery in the house. And Mr. Lavery was part of our administrative team. We take 1 day a year, and we go out and do some type of district community service, just for some camaraderie, beautify the district up a little bit as well. We went to Hilltop and cleaned the front lot off there for paving, and at CH, we're hoping to get our guys out there to put some new lines in for buses and for fire safety. So we're going to be looking at doing that. So big thanks to our administrative team for putting that together. This next slide was July 4th. There we go, back up and running. An awesome parade, as always. The weather was good for us. You can see Mr. Ramo, well, thank you for coming. Mr. Rat was down here giving the people what they want, a lot of candy. So we had a great time, thanks to our cheerleaders, football players, everybody that came out. Our SRO is in the bottom left there as well, helping us with the parade. I've talked about this before. I just had to share this with you. This is our zero eyes technology. I'm standing off to the right there, getting ready to unload water for the Rotary, and I get a call saying, we have an officer with a gun in your parking lot, are you aware? This is exactly what this technology is supposed to do. Now, they didn't put the all call out, 911, and call in the cavalry because they assess it, a live person does, as I've talked about before, and said, hey, we just want to let you know, but those are the county sheriffs coming in to help with the parade. But I just needed to share that with you. This is a great piece of technology. Here's another example of how it works, even though it wasn't a crisis, but still a great piece. We had two boys go down to Boise State. They went down to Richmond, Virginia. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Nope. They went down to Miami University. Had a great time down there. It's all about leadership, citizenship, public service. And I want to personally thank the American Legion Post 177 for sponsoring our kids and getting them down there for a great week in June. Here's our speech team. They were the ones that were hanging out in Richmond, Virginia. They went down for the national competition and didn't disappoint again. Fahim got 27 out of 270 people in his competition. Mr. Hamilton did another great job getting the kids down there and representing Canfield in a positive way as always. For our parents, reminder that Final Forms is out there. This is where you go on and take care of all the forms. No more paper. I hope that's been a blessing for you. We did that in Mr. Ditto probably, 2 or 3 years ago now? 2 years. So we're working our way through that. If nothing has changed, it populates itself and you just click on and move on. But if there are some things that change, we ask you to go in there and do that. But Final Forms, parents, if you would. I want to talk about one summer renovation program. It's been a little quiet this summer here, but this is one that I've had on my radar for a long time. We have some open area classrooms over at Hilltop in first and second grade, which I never really love, honestly. It just kind of leads us off to potential issues. So I applaud the board for allowing us to do that. It's about a $50,000 project. It's actually the most of the painting's done, drywall's done. As always, I'm waiting on lead time for doors. All right, that's always the big hang-up. But I've been assured by our construction manager, if they're not here come day one, they're going to put doors in there just to help us out. Okay, so we'll have something even if it's not the right ones that they don't get here in time. But I was told 4 to 6 weeks lead time, so I'm hoping that comes to fruition. I want to shift a little bit and talk a little bit about our finances. To our education community, last week I put an email out and I included a document called the Financial State of the Schools, okay, for our parents, staff members, etc. What we have done is we have put a landing page on our website. So everything I send out, including tonight, will be on there eventually. So my advice would be, if you're looking for some good information from the school perspective, go in there, click on that, and it's November 26th operating levy, so you can get all the facts that you need. And as always, you can email me or give me a call, Mr. Marco as well. We'll help you out best we can. So I'm going to dig a little deeper, and I'm required to state this every time I talk. The superintendent is not permitted to support or oppose the passage of a levy or bond issue. I am only allowed to share neutral, verifiable, factual information regarding finances, operations, and facilities. So board members, if I go astray, put your hand up. All right? Don't let me go astray tonight. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about where we're at, how did we get here, those types of things. So I've mentioned this a couple times, but from 2020 to 25, we were able to eliminate some staff member positions through attrition. And over that time period, the dollar amount, according to the treasurer, is about $3.5 million, okay, over that time period. This past year, we had some teachers retire again through attrition, and also a secretary that we're kind of working with. But my goal is to try to save dollars, be fiscally responsible through attrition without changing program. That is my number one goal. So this has been our commitment since 2020. The day I walked in the door, somebody reminded me today, Mr. Norman, that was COVID year. Yeah, you're right, that was. But all good decisions moving forward, some good savings there for the district. We got some bad news. I believe this was last week. The gavel hit at the county commissioners meeting. And they decided to invoke, God bless you, they decided to invoke the 2.5 reduction in property taxes. I can state facts, so I'm not going to give you my opinion. All right, so here's the facts. Facts are, that's going to cost us around $380,000 a year. And I will tell you this, do you think that was in our forecast from the treasurer? Not even close. Well, it will be next month when he comes here and talks to you about it. That was a tough blow for us. Fact, tough blow, not only for schools, but you can keep going. Fire, police, libraries, DD, and so on, okay? Big blow for us. So this year, the treasurer cleaned up the books. We're done. He closed them into June. We're at a $1.25 million deficit spend, which was a little better than he had projected, which is good. Some of the things that we have done through attrition is helping us. When we looked at his forecast for next year, we're looking at $2.5 million deficit spend as we sit here right now going into next year, okay? So let's talk a little bit about what's the need here for this operating levy, and what is it, how's it work, all that. Long story short, our expenses are projected to exceed our revenue, and I think everybody knows that. You're out there trying to buy food and gas, and we're buying diesel, and we're buying equipment, supplies, and the fact is all those things are going up. Some factors that have hurt us, I just shared with you about the county commissioners. I won't get into the state voucher program. That's a whole nother topic, but that's been a killer for us, losing all public schools, losing those money to private schools, and I think it's at $1 billion. I kind of lost track. Inflation has been hurting us. There's been no new operating money voted in since 2013 in Canfield. No new operating money since 2013. And this proposal is basically trying to deal with our operating needs over this 5-year period. So tonight, I'm going to ask the board to hit the gavel on our second resolution approving that operating levy, 5.9 mils for 5 years for the purpose of current expenses on the November ballot. And I want to spend some time here. I put some of this in my FAQ that I sent home. I'm hearing some things at the barbershop and the Giant Eagle and the bank about, hold on, Mr. Noble, what's going on? What's operating levy versus like a bond levy, which we've tried before? Okay, so here's what we got to talk about. This is an operating levy. It supports our district's operating expenses, pays the salaries, bills, all those types of things. Okay, we'll talk more about that. This proposal does not fund the construction of a new school. Okay, quite honestly, the fact is we have tried that with no success, so we are moving on. And once again, it's different from the previous capital or bond issues. This is specifically for operating dollars. Now, with that being said, a month or two ago, the board had a good conversation about, wait a minute, Mr. Noll, as you're sitting up here, our buildings ain't getting any better. And that's true. There's no doubt about that. No doubt. I don't think anybody's going to argue. So the board decided that potentially being able to use some of those funds, okay, from operating dollars for the maintenance of our aging facilities, okay? And you can do that with operating money, okay? So that's where the board's at, and I know a lot of people say, hold on now, how about that 120-year-old building that I work in? I say, well, right now, we're just gonna fix things up as we can moving forward, but some of these dollars may be used by the board to do that, okay? And that was a conversation we had a couple months ago. So operating fund, what's it do? It's all about programming and people, supports all of our student services, transportation. I mentioned it's teachers, it's cafeteria people, it's secretaries, it's custodians. I mean, it's all of our people. It's our day-to-day operation plus bills and all that. Transportation, technology is also in there. And then, like I said, we're looking at hopefully using some dollars for the maintenance of our existing facilities. Okay, so everybody always says, here's the 5.9 mil question, what's it gonna cost me? So we always look at $100,000 just to start, but then depending on where you go. So $100,000 is going to be about $207 a year. Now, you see what I put up there? It's the county fiscal office market value. This isn't when you go to, was it Zillow or something like that? Don't go on there and find out what your house is worth, okay? Now, as we go through the process, we're going to actually put some property tax bills up here, and we're going to walk people through how to find that dollar amount. Okay, we did that in the past. I think it was helpful. We'll put it in the Q&A as well. But that's where we're looking at for this levy. Okay, so here's where I got to switch gears. The fact is, If we don't see additional revenue this year, we are going to be forced to make significant reductions beginning in the 27-28 school year. Not next year, the following. Everybody understand that, okay? But if we don't get extra operating dollars in this year, this is what we're going to have to look at doing. And here's what the treasurer has calculated that this might look like. We're going to have to possibly eliminate 40 to 50 employees. Teachers, aides, support staff, all those people I talked about earlier. And one thing I always worry about is class size, especially elementary. I know middle school and high school, some those kids are pretty good. I'm a little stickler about elementary class sizes personally. I'm not sure there's a lot of data to support me, Mr. Vito, but that's just a personal issue with me. One fact about myself. As a result, the following reductions may also follow. Consolidation of administrative duties with my colleagues, elementary and middle school STEM programs being reduced, high school elective courses, programs like aviation, forensics, some of those cool things our kids are able to take now that actually we added, Mr. Vito, with 30-some electives over the last year or two. It's been awesome. I'm a little concerned about Honors, AP, and College Credit Plus at the middle school and high school levels. If we don't have enough teachers, we're going to spend most of our time teaching other topics, other subjects like English 9, and perhaps not get to those higher levels. Foreign language, non-core, okay? Non-core means like art, music, family and consumer sciences like home ec, or the board might say, okay guys, if you want to take these classes, you're going to have to pay more to do them. And we're also looking at eliminating some school-sponsored field trips, and I'll speak to that later when we talk about buses. In addition, the board has the option to review pay-to-participate fees for athletics and clubs, potential to go to state minimum transportation, which means there's no busing for grades 9 through 12, and those living within 2 miles of the school, and the potential of reconfiguration of our elementary buildings. And that would be a way to lessen the burden on staff, quite honestly, if that comes to fruition. I told the staff today in an email, the fact is this is a hard conversation to hear and see. So I sent this home to my people about 2 o'clock today, so this wasn't the first time they heard it. I think that was the right thing to do. And here's what I told them. This is what I want to tell you. At this time, these are discussion items only. No decisions have been made. I haven't made any recommendations to the board yet, and any potential changes are going to involve a lot of analysis and board consideration moving forward. But the message tonight is, if we don't get more operating dollars this year, the fact is, Canfield is going to look a lot different in 27, 28. That's the fact. At the August board meeting, Mr. Markle is going to be back, and he is required by law to make his summer forecast. So he's going to calculate all the numbers. This is like the old 5-year forecast that he's done in the past. It's kind of changed the name, but he's going to be here, talk a little bit about that. I might come up. I think I'm going to talk about back to school and maybe some other things as well as August comes and we get moving. So, but thank you for your attention.
Okay, we're going to move on to the presentation of minutes for the June 10th regular meeting and the June 30th special meeting. We received these in advance. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved, Alford.
Second, Alquist.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist?
Yes.
Mr. Atway? Yes. Mrs. DeRamo? Mrs. Elford?
Yes.
And Mr. DeMilo?
Yes. Treasurer's report. Mr. Knoll, I think
I
you
have a
couple notes.
concise yet precise response from the treasurer.
All right.
Okay? June closed very much in line with the projections from the February forecast. As I mentioned, Mr. Markle will be here presenting the summer forecast at the August meeting. In that presentation, he'll look back at the completion of the fiscal year, compare the final results of that February forecast, and he'll be present. He will present his projections for fiscal year 27, 8, 9, and 30, based always on the best information he has available at the time.
All right. And again, this, we received these in advance, the cash summary report, check payment register, the POs, and the investment holdings. Anybody, or I'm sorry, can I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report for June?
So moved, Alquist.
Second, Alford.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist?
Yes.
Mr. Atway? Yes. Mrs. DeRamo? Mrs. Elford?
Yes.
And Mr. DeMille?
Yes. All right, we're going to go on to public participation. David Moore, you are first. Just as a reminder, you'll have 3 minutes, and if you could state your name and address, and if you give me 1 second, because I can't find my clock on here.
Timer.
I got you here. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Moore.
Sure. David Moore, 565 Brook Park Drive. I thank the board. They've talked a lot about communications and transparency. Yet in February, I came to one of the pre-board meetings out here, had a discussion with Mr. Atway and Mrs. DeRamo, and they forwarded those concerns and questions on to Mr. Knoll. I still have yet to receive a formal response on that. I would like to ask for a meeting with Mr. Knoll.
I got
so
one
we-
piece of it done.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's been over 4 months.
I understand.
Also, on transparency and communication, we used to have our 4 union representatives attend sporadically, but I would love to hear from their perspective transparency on what they expect. In other words, we have 4 unions. I'd like to know when their contracts are up, what kind of expectations they have for their wages and benefits upcoming here. I think they ought to come to all the meetings and participate. But when you get a request for $30 million over 5 years, how are they going to be fiscally responsible? I'd like to hear from them what their expectations. Are they looking for 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%, or is it 3, 4? I don't know. But I think we as a board ought to hear that. We as the voters ought to hear that also. When it comes to the levy request, I know 5.9 mils is a big ask. I would have liked to seen it broken down. A lot of good discussion last month, but I would have liked to seen 2 levies, one a 4.9 or 5 mil just for operating, and then that 1 mil for permanent improvement. You kind of rolled them all in, and you made one little one and one really little one to one big, all-encompassing one, which now you'll have to explain to the voters how that's going to be apportioned and all that. You talked a little last month on maybe a mil would go towards permanent improvements, but if you had those 2 levies on, you'd have a better read from the voters on how that would shake out. There might be a different split there, a voting split on the operating versus permanent improvements. And so just a little thing to think of. Hopefully these will pass and we won't have to think about that anymore. But and next to last, I don't know how many seconds I got left, but I sure would rather lose 5 sports than 5 teachers, period. When it comes to things that have to go, I'm sorry. We need to keep our academic excellence, keep the staff, the teachers. We lost a whole lot of great people here and a lot of years. I don't want to see that happen. We don't want to see that happen. So, our kids that are in school now, the future generations coming up, makes a big difference. And I know we got a lot of competing interest here, but we got levies coming up. We got the MRDD. We got Boardman's looking at some things with police, fire, and the ambulance. But we have a lot of voters in Boardman Township, Beaver, Greene, Ellsworth, Beaver, Canfield City, Canfield Township. So, how are we going to target each one of these groups? Because each one has a little different twist on what kind of levies are coming up in their community. And the further outside you get away from right here, the less support you get. So I'll wrap it up right there, and I'll bring the rest of my thoughts next month. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moore, I appreciate it. Mr. Knoll, if you would, I know you're going to follow up, and if you would follow up with Mr. Moore on his request, I appreciate it. All right. Mr. Henry, yep, you're next. If you would state your address, you have 3 minutes.
He's got a different watch.
I'm Jason Henry. I live at 30 Montgomery Court here in Canfield. Tonight, normally I get up here and say I'm not speaking for anyone else. Well, tonight I get to say I am here representing the committee to support Canfield local schools, more commonly called the Levy Committee. And I want to speak to both the board and the community. As I always look out, we have a small representation of the community here, but I always hear about the people that are watching online, that it's a much bigger audience, so hopefully that's true. Our group is part of a larger group in the community that supports the levy. There are a lot of people that are going to be in agreement with this. There are a lot of people we're going to have to convince to come on board. Our group is going to work tirelessly to that effort. We are organized, we have a plan, but we need help to make it happen, and I want to invite everybody in a few ways that we can do that. We're going to need funding to be able to get this passed. We get no money from the school, which is proper. The school's, based on many rules, they cannot support this. So our group will be doing fundraising. We're going to be looking for help in that. We need volunteers to support the campaign. We appreciate the board's commitment to transparency in everything that we do going forward. As we've talked about in the past, from down here and from up there, that's a process. It's a process that's growing, and we all need to be working toward that. I would ask that the voters take the time to understand what's being voted on and what's at stake. For everyone, particularly the supporters and people who want to be involved, we have organized a meeting for tomorrow. We're going to be at the Canfield United Methodist Church at 5:30. Come on out, see what we're about, see how you can help, how you can be involved and be part of the campaign. I'd invite you to come on out. We can answer some of those questions. I think I've got like 30 seconds. And I can say that 5.9 in the first couple years looks good. There's money for maintenance. By year 5, it'll take all 5.9 just to make operating. So the number they picked, that we're going to support is for the 5-year goal. So up front, some money hopefully to be earmarked for maintenance, up to them of course. But by year 5, it's going to take everything just to get to that point. Come on out tomorrow, 5:30 at the Methodist Church, see what we're about and see how you can help. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Henry.
Thanks, Jason.
Okay, I think that was it. Mr. Knoll, hand it over to you. New business?
Yep, under some personnel, hiring of Haley Wiley, our CHS special needs aide, 5.5 hours for the intensive needs classroom. For resigning, we have Barbara Ferrando, middle school custodian, retiring effective August 1 to 26. Talked about Ms. Terry Dancer, middle school home ec teacher, retiring effective June 1 of 2026. And Angelo Seminaro, the high school assistant varsity coach, resigning effective immediately. All those as presented.
Can I have a motion to approve the personnel hirings and retirees in letters A through D?
So moved, Alford.
Second, Alquist.
Any discussion? I just wondered that Ms. Dance is retiring. What's our plan down there with home ec?
Well, we just got that resignation on July 4th, so
Okay.
I haven't met with the principal yet. Mr. Ditto and I have talked. As we sit here today, we would hope to fill that position with a building sub, with the understanding that there might not be another year, and it probably wouldn't be that person, because I'm not sure we're going to get a licensed home ec teacher this late in the game anyway.
Sure.
So, we already have schedules done, kids are already assigned, time is really difficult, so as we're sitting here tonight, that's the conversation Mr. Vito and I have had. But I'll wheel Mr. Rubin in when he gets back in town.
Okay. Right, and then the plan would be to reevaluate after this year based on how things
100%.
go.
Yeah, based on our levy, yeah.
Okay. Anybody else, discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist,
Yes.
Mr. Atway, yes. Mrs. Elford,
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo.
Yes.
And I'd like to recommend approving the contract with the OPSI Union number 354.
Can I have a motion to approve the contract with OPSI Union 354?
So moved, Alquist?
No, I can second, I guess. I'm allowed to second even though I'm pro tem.
Yes. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist,
Yes.
Mr. Atway, yes. Mrs. Elford,
Yes.
and Mr. DeMilo.
Yes.
I'd like to recommend approving the Canfield Local School District Student Wellness and Success Fund Plan.
Can I have a motion to approve the Student Wellness and Success Fund Plan?
So moved, Elford. Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Knoll, could you give?
Yeah, Mr. Bill, do you want to weigh in on that? This is kind of your neck of the woods here. With
In
those
the
wellness
past,
dollars.
we've used these wellness funds to help with elementary guidance counselors, but in the future, we'll be using the funds to help pay for our school nurses.
Okay.
So then what does that leave for the guidance? Or like, is there going to be a gap there? Or?
Oh, no, they'll still be there. They would just be paid through another fund, general fund.
General fund.
I see, so different. Okay.
Anybody else? Okay.
Dr. Alquist,
Yes.
Mr. Atway, yes. Mrs. Elford,
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo.
Yes.
I'd like to recommend approving the Canfield Local School District Online Virtual Education Plan.
Can I have a motion to approve the district's online virtual education plan as seen in the exhibit?
So moved, Alquist. Second, Elford.
Discussion, Mr. Knoll, can you
Yeah, Mr. Vittle's out of here
Mr.
again.
Vittle?
He's 2 for 2.
shed some light on this?
This
Yeah.
would be what used to be called Blizzard bags, and they're no longer allowed to use that mode of learning. There's calamity days that go beyond a certain amount. We have to have a plan in place to go to online or virtual learning, and that was what that plan is before you. That plan has to be approved by the CEA Teachers Union, and it has been.
And that's mandated by the state, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody questions? Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist,
Yes.
Mr. Atway, yes. Mrs. Elford,
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo.
Yes.
I'd like to recommend approving our cafeteria vendor recommendations.
Can I have a motion to approve the cafeteria vendor recommendations as seen in the exhibit, cafe vendors? So moved, DeMilo.
Second, Alquist.
Any discussion?
This is just a document to say, hey, these are the vendors that we're going to be using. Ms. Payne wanted to get that on the board agenda, just to kind of memorialize it for the next school year.
Yep. Any major changes or anything? They looked,
No, but pizza's a big hitter.
pizza's always a big
Pizza's
hit, as I saw we got several pizza
Yeah.
vendors, which
Yeah,
is
we
good.
do. Yeah, we do.
Okay, anybody else? Roll call?
Dr. Alquist,
Yes.
Mr. Atway, yes. Mrs. Elford,
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo.
Yes.
And I'd like to recommend a resolution to approve the purchase of 3 school buses from Myers Equipment Corporation for $427,947.
Can I motion to approve the resolution approving the purchase of 3 school buses from Myers Equipment Corporation?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, I think we're gonna have some discussion here.
Okay.
So, I guess I'll kick it off. I wanted to start by saying, I know Larry and Linda and the bus garage and the drivers do a phenomenal job. They do a lot with a little. They've been stretched to the limit before this. And it's a thankless job, and nobody realizes how important it is until something goes awry, and then you realize how important it is. So first I want to say thank you to them. With the current situation we're in financially and looking across the district at all our needs from a buildings, maintenance standpoint, I think we have to consider all of those things. I don't doubt that we need new buses. I believe that we do. I think just as a board, we have to balance where the biggest need is. So with that in mind, I think we just wanted to have a discussion out here in public about that and then see where we land on this. I know Mr. Knoll has some stuff prepared that he wanted to present, and
Share a few things.
if, I don't know if you wanna jump in, Mr. Knoll, or if anybody else wants to before he goes.
Am I good? Okay.
Yeah, I'll wait to hear what you got to say,
Yes, you will.
because you always have good facts.
I appreciate that. So we got 28 buses being on the road next year. About 1,250 students that we transport. In addition, and I know a lot of people forget this, we have field trips, athletic events, we have everything going on to the tune of about 50,000 more miles a year. As superintendent, my goal has always been to purchase 2 buses a year. My former place of employment and here, just because of the number of buses, and to make sure you have a good turnover and you don't have buses that are old and out of date. Last year, well, over the last 4 years, we've gotten 1 bus, and last year we had a bi-school van. Our van bit to dust, and we had, I think it was $80,000-$90,000 we had to put in to do that. Over the past 4 years, that's what we've accomplished, and what I did is I went back to 2024 and looked at how much money we have spent in the district. And quite honestly, this is why the buses kind of fell to the side. We spent $2.7 million since '24 on much needed projects in the district. And now let's give you a couple. Secure vestibules, air conditioning at C.H. Campbell, parking lot resurface at the high school, both things, required fire panels and roofs like crazy. And that's just what we have done. And I know those were needs. My hope moving forward this year was purposeful. And I'll share that with you here in a minute, but I wanted, 3 buses didn't make inspection, like I shared with you, okay? Bus number 2 would need about $29,400 of repair. And basically the repairs are just like rust stuff. You know, that's the number one thing that kills with busing. It's not like you drive too much or the tire, you know, it's usually just rust. To put $29,400 in a 2008 bus that's now worth, if we traded it in, $1,200. Okay? Bus 40 is a 2009. Another one didn't need inspection. And it needs body work as well. It's going to cost about $17,000. And this is using our friends down the street at Myers at times because just the work's a little too much, too burdensome here. They're trying to keep a couple other buses up and running. That $17,385 is going to be put in a bus that's worth about $1,500. And bus number 18 is at $19.99. That sounds like my Chevy Cavalier back in the day. That cost is $18,085. And the guys told me today, on a good day, it's worth $1,000. So I want to make sure you guys knew, and sadly, we've been doing a lot of this. We're putting good money on old things, and I get that. I 100% get that. But my hope is the following. On March 11th, we came to you, and you guys passed a resolution called the Bus Fleet Replenishment Plan. And in that resolution, we moved $4 million off to the side, and we said, hey, Mr. Marco and I said, hey, we're going to use those dollars to kind of get back in the game here. Maybe 2 buses a year, maybe 3, depending on, you know, what we can pull off. And I thought that was a great move on your part, not just for buses, but for any other needs that we have as well, as you all remember. Full disclosure, I did not put any major construction maintenance plans on this summer for this reason. We did one project, $47,000 at Hilltop. I didn't come to you for roofs. I didn't come to you for paving. I know you're going to say, Mr. Knoll, we need all that. But purposefully, I just said, let's get the Hilltop done, which I appreciate, I do, okay? And let's don't do any other projects. I know the money's tight. That was purposeful, okay? That not doing any of those other projects. So when this day came, we would be able to buy the buses that were requested. So for all those reasons and that purpose, that's why I'm recommending 3 buses.
I knew you'd give good facts and good information. So I know, and I think I've been on board with needing to replenish the fleet because we know that it takes X number of years in order to really replenish the entire fleet of buses. The challenge that I think is every time we get faced with a headwind that we don't anticipate, we then need to really kind of course correct and modify our decision-making. And the reason I say that is not anticipating a $400,000 loss from the county with their reduction in taxes.
That was our
And
losses right there.
And I look at that number, there's our buses.
I know.
Knowing that we're gonna go to the community and ask them for an operating levy, and talking about how we're gonna be faced with difficult challenges going forward, this is one example of we need new buses, but is it a must-have that we need to deliver on today? Or can it be something, yeah, as long as they're safe and as long as they can be on the road, they've got good tires, good brakes, that's, you know, and they can pass that inspection piece. Then the other part of me says $65,000 of improvements on buses that are, you know, in theory, if you were gonna trade them in, are only worth about $3,000, but they're drivable, they're in decent enough condition to get the kids to where they need to be, and then can we come back and look at this, you know, post an operating levy that could potentially be approved by the community. But to do this now, I think the community would then say, is this school board able to make tough decisions on items, or are they continuing to spend frivolously? And this is one of those examples that I think if, I know we need them, but can we modify, or can we even look at other opportunities? I know that Youngstown City Schools
Yes.
have modified their bus routes and they're using a private system. You know, are they gonna go with smaller routes and need less buses? Can we go buy a used
We
bus
reached
from
out down
Youngstown
there, they
City?
say all the buses are being used.
All right, is
including
there any
their
other
drivers.
school district that wants to sell a bus
Yeah.
that I could buy a used bus? I mean, sometimes you can go buy used ones for less
Yeah.
and not necessarily
We
buy
asked
new
Myers,
ones.
they have none.
Okay.
Which is standard, you know, that they don't, it's not usually what they like to do.
Yeah. So, I mean, in my head right now, I'm saying, I know we need it, but is this something that we have to pull the trigger on today? I don't know if I'm 100% bought in on pulling the trigger today on 3 new buses in the amount of $427.
Mr. Knoll, did you say all 3 did not pass inspection?
That's correct.
What do you mean by that, and who does the inspecting?
State Highway Patrol comes
Okay.
out, and we have a new guy actually, because our last gentleman retired. So the State Highway Patrol comes out and they evaluate all the buses. And I shared some of the cliff notes with you, and like you saw, the majority of it was rusting and holes and hard to replace kind of stuff. So that was the main reason. There were other things, but that's the main reason why they failed.
So failure doesn't necessarily mean undrivable,
We cannot transport kids on them. We're not allowed.
That's why they have to do those
We're not
repairs.
allowed.
So it's either repair or...
Yes. And we were told by Myers, they won't be able to take a look at us until they get to mid-September. Because right now, we're just trying to get enough to get to 28 routes. That's where we're at now. And you gotta have spares, because when kids have gotta leave at 2 o'clock to go to a football game or something like that, you know, and that's really our dilemma right now, by not having those 3 actually up and running day one.
And these amounts are to get each bus to inspection, to pass inspection?
Well, I gotta be honest with you. They told me until you get in there and start breaking things down, those numbers could be out of whack. That's just what the guy from Myers came over, took a look at them. But they always preface it with, this isn't a guarantee. Because until we get in there and start looking, especially at rust and things. So I would say that's probably the minimum. It's probably the minimum.
I would be more prone to, just because of the financial situation, obviously, that we're in. I mean, I just remember being young, having no money, and the car my parents bought for me was terribly old and rust-ridden and whatever, but the amount of money to put, all we could afford was to like fix the car. Like, it would have been better to put money into a new car, but I couldn't afford a new car. So sometimes when you're pressed for finances, I know it's maybe not the best financial decision to throw, did you say $39,000 or for the rest of the one?
It's about 65, 66,
Okay,
something like
but
that.
like, we can't afford, so
On
it
a
looks
good day.
like the going rate for a bus has upped. I mean, it's now up to like, what,
It's
142?
649.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And we were told next year, because they're getting new engines, which is always news to me, it's gonna be an increase of $10,000 to $50,000 right out of the gate next year,
I see.
just because of what they do, something with the engines and
I'd be
EPA.
more apt to just pay for like the fix-it type things and keeping it under maybe like around 100,000 or less. And then, and if Meyer can't get us in at a good time, I'm sure there's someone else that could potentially do it. I don't
Well,
know.
those people are thin out
Yeah.
there, They've reached out to a couple places. OS Hill is not interested in doing rust repairs on buses that are this old due to parts no longer being available. And then RJ Trucking is a place, I think in Boardman maybe, that they talked about today. We've never gone to them. They said we're not very familiar with their body of work, which obviously they want to know their people. You take it to Myers, they know the workers and they know it's going to get done. So, but
I know you're gonna think I'm crazy, but the big school districts that are plush with cash, that, you know, I'm thinking Columbus area.
Yeah.
They probably turn over buses and buy buses when they don't need buses. Can we, there's
want me-
gotta be a used bus out there at a school district that's.
you want me to drive down there and get a bus? What you want me to do?
I'm just, I'm just,
understand.
I'm not, I know we have to get them up to code. I just look at this and say, this is a tough situation
I get it.
to spend that kind of money. But I also know I want our kids to be
Safe.
safe,
Yep.
get to where they need to be.
Yep.
But here's the other challenge we have. How long does it take for these buses to come in? So in theory, we probably still have to repair these
At Myers?
buses.
We can drive 3 off the lot tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
Oh, they have them. No, this is not one we have to wait.
They are waiting
Oh, look at
because
you.
I was going to come to you earlier. It got moved to now. I'm praying that they're still there. I saw one for Streetsboro as I drove to work this morning.
Okay, so the buses are available.
By the way, who is having financial difficulties, as you all know as well. But like I said, one of the best things we did on March 11th was move those dollars to a fund to help us with these kind of purchases. 100%. That was a great thing to do. It was a great plan. You know, to me, that's kind of why we did that. It made
Well,
sense to use those dollars.
I
so.
think that, yeah, the original reason we did that was because of the state budget,
Yeah,
right?
potentially hitting us, yeah. Yeah.
I think this is similar to what we've been going through with, you know, the ask for new buildings, not this operating levy, but prior. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around. The community has shot down new for so long. And they would prefer, as a whole, it seems, to put money into current things that we have rather than new. And I feel like if we make this decision because of the dollar amount, and again, I'm not saying I don't agree with you, Mr. Knoll, because I totally get it. Like Mr. Atway said, I wish we could have new buses whenever we wanted. It's not that. I agree about the need, and like Mr. DeMilo said, but are there other things that we need more, and is the community going to back this? Are they going to say dollars should have just be spent to repair, not to purchase?
And I hear you. 2008, 2009, 1999.
Can we just buy one bus now and then
Oh.
look at fixing?
We want barter. I like that.
And
I
look
appreciate that,
at
Mr. Rapp.
fixing, take the three
Okay.
that need fixed, have them evaluate each one to get a true cost estimate, because you said they won't know until they go in, and then fix 2 to code. And have
Are you
one.
leaning towards 2?
No, buy one, fix, I mean, but when
I
they
know,
go.
but I thought we were negotiating.
Yeah.
I said 3, you said 1.
Yeah.
So 2,
No, we gotta go
It's kinda like
repair
in the
them.
middle.
We're gonna still have to repair the ones that we
1.5.
have. I mean, we
Oh,
need them
you
to be
want- you want-
functional.
you
So
want
I'm
to
saying
spend
take those three
Okay.
that, so
Understand.
20, because even though they gave you estimates of 29, 4, 17, and 18, when they go
Yeah.
under the roof and they look under the hood
Yeah,
and
it's gonna
check
be
it all,
worse than
it's gonna
that.
be worse than that.
Agreed.
So
Yeah, agreed.
they can at least, maybe we barter with them to say, hey, take a look at all 3 of these buses. Tell us how much it really is gonna cost.
well, they came in once already.
did?
That's what they did just initially without tearing it all down.
Okay.
So that's just from their experience, that's what they gave us, So I want 3, you're telling me 1.
I'm hearing no's on 3.
Okay. I would concur.
Where Mr. Atway brought up 1, is that something that is more amenable? Mr. Atway, it sounds like it's more amenable to you.
I mean, we need, like, and I don't think the community is gonna object to us making sure our kids are as safe
Right.
as possible, especially if there's one that's 1999 and it's, I mean, the age doesn't matter. You can keep a bus in good shape, but like you said, the winter crushes us from a.
And no longer able to get parts. That's
Yeah.
what I keep hearing from these
Yeah.
guys. These bus parts aren't even around anymore.
Can I ask if the dollars aren't being spent there? Let's say we do 1
Okay.
bus instead of 3.
Yep.
Those other dollars could go towards,
Oh, yeah, you could do whatever, I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
That's general.
I keep
fund
thinking
stuff,
about
yeah, I mean, you could-
the roof over the high school, the Hilltop
Yep.
gym, which is leaking.
I guess I'm just trying, yeah, like, if the public wants to know, okay, so that was earmarked for 3 buses. If we do go down to 1, where are you foreseeing the rest of that money going?
Yeah, well, Mr. Ziegler gave us a good dissertation.
Yes,
And
he
I think
did.
it was hilltop roofs. I mean, you guys know our paving is like, man, is that expensive, it's crazy. I think roofs and paving are big too right now, probably across the board.
Okay.
And we did one section here 2 or 3 years ago, if you remember, 507,000 going down that hallway, but the rest of this place still needs some love.
Do you want to ask I keep seeing your hand. It's up to Mr. Demila in the awning.
Oh, I don't know if we can take public
Okay.
comment at this.
I just saw his hand up, so I didn't know.
I share the 20-year bus fleet analysis, Mr. Atway, Mr. Ramo, and Mr. Zoll has that chart. We got ourselves somebody before I was on the board, one of our car salesman board members, bought a bunch of used buses. We went from 2 million fleet miles to 3 million, then to 4 million. And it was a disaster. At the end,
Oh, you're talking about used, yeah, I got you.
but
Understood.
if you don't buy those 2 buses a year, it's a slippery slope, and you're gonna be
Yeah.
even higher than that, and you'll never get there.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I think it's the same premise behind the roofs, right? If we didn't, which probably should have been repaired 10, 15 years ago and weren't, and those decisions were made. So I agree. I think it's the same kind of premise there. At some point,
So I hear 1. You want me to
Yeah,
concede to 1 bus?
I'm,
Okay.
I'm just,
Okay.
I don't necessarily know if 3 at this time is something that I
gotcha.
could,
Okay.
I would definitely support 1.
But no negotiating for 2. Dr. Alquist says no.
You only need 3
Okay.
votes if you can get the other 3 to say yes. You can-
Well, I'm seeing a lot of heads waving, no.
I mean, it's unfortunate. I absolutely want that. Our kids have to be safe.
Yeah.
But like, we just are in such a pickle. I just don't know that that's the best use of,
Yeah. And like I said, this was purposeful this summer, was just to do the Hilltop project.
And I appreciate
And not get lights on a whole bunch of stuff that we need and use dollars for the buses. I mean,
Yeah.
that was me going into it.
I do
so.
appreciate. What are the chances of getting the folks fixing the walls at Hilltop who could just throw some patch on the roof too?
They're not very good at
no,
roughing.
okay.
They're not good at roughing. They're good with drywall.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, they're
So,
good with drywall.
can I make an amendment to the motion?
Well, here's what needs to happen.
Oh, yeah, I gotta reject this
You
one.
all have to call the roll.
Okay.
And sadly vote no on my recommendation.
Okay.
And then we will amend the agenda. And, you know, Mr. DeMalo or Mr. Adley, one of you two can do that.
Okay.
Basically just fill in 1 school bus, and the dollar amount is I was prepared for you. I had a feeling you were gonna give me with that. 142,649 is 1 bus.
And what would 2 be?
285, 298.
But are we gonna throw in money for like potential repairs of the other 2?
Yeah, there's all
better-
kinds of things. that
I
you
don't
guys
think
can
we
do.
have to approve it. That can
Okay,
just
we
go
don't
from the
have to do
regular.
that. Okay.
Oh, no, that won't be that, that'll be down the road. We
Yeah.
can,
I mean, I would say let's try to get some
Because
ideas
those are
about that
gonna be
Hilltop
probably
roof.
costly, and then we're gonna end up being like 200,000 in for basically one new and
I
2
know.
old, but
Yep.
I
and
don't.
remember, $10,000 to $15,000 more next year is what I was told, because of engine changes.
But like, does that mean
Blueberries
that
cost
all
me
of our
$6 now,
buses
and
have
it's
to have different
$2.99.
engines next year? Or
No,
you're saying if you buy
buying
a
brand
new?
one.
Oh,
They're doing
yeah.
something with the engines in a certain brand, I'm not smart enough to know what all that
Gotcha,
is.
no, gotcha.
But it's gonna get painful, it's gonna get painful as we move forward.
And the lifespan of one of these brand-new buses is,
That's a good question. I mean, we've got some there that are, 2,000, you're getting 20-some years out of them.
okay.
I mean, our guys, as Mr. Mallett said, do a great job with what we have.
Yes, I'd like to congratulate our 1999 bus.
Yeah,
But honestly, that 99
good
thing
year I
is-
graduated that
It's
year.
done. I don't think they can get that fixed. We're gonna probably just have to concede on that one, because it's in such bad shape. But, maybe 15 years, I think would be a good number. I think when I was a former place, I used 12 to 15 years as the target.
if in a worst case, which I don't want to be negative, but if the levy in November doesn't pass and one of the proposals you had was potentially like cutting high school busing.
Right.
How does that financially, how much does that save us?
So the way we currently bus, we have two tiers. We have an elementary run, and then we have a middle school, high school. If we eliminate high school, the middle school will still run. So you still need those buses. Now, we might save a little bit of money on wear and tear and diesel and all that if we're not picking up high school kids, but it's not extremely significant unless.
Number of buses doesn't change.
Yeah. Now, we're trying to reduce some things. As you know, we've reduced like 7 or 8 routes, and if that was the decision we needed to make, we would try to do that, but I don't want to give you any false hope that we're going to be able to.
We don't
save
have to
up
be there because the
money.
levy committee is going to do a great job
That's
for
right.
us from educating the community.
And then, to Betsy's point, but if the levy went a different way, what about revisiting the number of buses?
Yeah, 100%.
That's an
I don't know if
option.
they'll have any there on site, but we can look for the next summer.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So
And
if it's a
we can get in their
positive
queue.
outcome.
When they came and visited with us, they said, we just want to know where you guys are at. And I honestly told them 3. And they're like, hey, what's going on, Mr. And I said, well, we're having some conversation. I don't know. They're going to believe what I say next time.
Well,
But
let
get through it.
them know
We'll get
it's
through it.
it's us, it's it. So should we take I guess I'm sorry, I gotta do roll call on this, don't I?
Yeah. We'll call on that motion.
So the motion was for 3 buses. We had a first from me, a second from Dr. Alquist. Roll call. Dr. Alquist.
No.
Mr. Atway. No. Mrs. Elford.
No.
Mr. DeMilo.
No.
All right.
Okay, so I'd like to recommend amending the agenda to include the purchase of 1 school bus from Myers Equipment Corporation for $142,649. Now, that's not a vote, that's just, we're agreeing to amend the motion to start, okay?
Can I have a motion to amend to 1 bus for that total, what was it, Mr. Knoll?
142.
649.
Yes, sir.
So moved, Alquist?
Second, Elford.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Dr. Alquist.
Yes.
Mr. Atway. Yes. Mrs. Elford.
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm gonna ask for you guys to pass a resolution approving the purchase of 1 school bus from Myers Equipment Corporation for that $427,947.
Okay, so that's just for my own
142.
sanity because I'm doing, so this is the first one was the amendment.
142,649.
Can I have a motion to approve the recommendation to buy one bus for $142,649 from Myers Equipment Corporation?
So moved, Elford.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist.
Yes.
Mr. Atway. Yes. Mrs. Elford.
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo.
Yes.
I'd like to recommend approving the bus stops as attached, always with subject to change.
Can I have a motion to approve the bus stops as attached?
So moved, Elford.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist.
Yes.
Mr. Atway. Yes. Mrs. Elford.
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo.
Yes.
And I'd like to recommend declaring transportation impractical for students as listed.
Can I have a motion to approve the recommendation declaring transportation impractical for students as listed?
So moved, Alquist?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist.
Yes.
Mr. Atway. Yes. Mrs. Elford.
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo.
Yes.
And I'd like to recommend a resolution approving the operating levy of 5.9 mils for the purpose of current expenses on November 3rd, 2026 ballot.
Can I have a motion to approve the resolution approving the operating levy of 5.9 mils for the purpose of current expenses on the November 3rd, 2026 ballot?
So moved, Elford.
Second.
Discussion. So I'll just kick it off by saying we talked in depth about this at our June meeting. So I'll open it for comment, but just to say, if you want to know how we got to this, all that discussion is in the June meeting, which is online. We're not gonna rehash all that here right now. So please do that. Go to the YouTube, watch the June meeting. You could reach out to any of us at any time. If you have questions on it or concerns or whatever it may be, please do that. Whether you're for it or against it, especially if you don't think you're for it, please reach out to us. I'd love to talk to you. So I don't know if anybody else has comments.
I just would make one comment that I've tried to be consistent with. This is not a school board looking to have a wish list of, grandiose ideas. This is about the necessities that we need to have, and this is about preserving what we have in Canfield, and then also just affording us an opportunity to invest on the maintenance side of the schools. So it's preserving what we currently have, and that's our goal, and it's a must needed and must have.
I just wanted to say, I think Mr. Knoll's presentation tonight summarized everything. Again, like Mr. DeMilo said, you can go back and watch the meeting, but tonight was a good summary, so thank you, Mr. Knoll, for doing that and showing the potential things that we may lose should this not pass in the fall. And also, I would suggest to anybody that does want more information, like Mr. Knoll said, please go to the tab about the 2026 levy, because there's a lot of good links. I looked at them earlier this week, even going back to the community forum that we had, all the slides from that. So it's a great hub of information. So I would direct anybody that needs correct, accurate information to look on that website that Mr. Knoll had posted tonight.
Yeah, no one wants to see those, like no parent wants to see these great forensics and aviation and such cool things, Lego robotics at the middle school. That's one of the many things that makes Canfield. That's why we choose to, send our kids to the school. So, yeah, even if it's just running on the idea of like how to fear that we don't want those taken away, that's kind of where we're coming up with this. But yeah, the June meeting, we discussed it ad nauseum, so hopefully that's super clear for anybody. And again, yeah, go to the websites for the school board. Our emails are there. You can always reach out to us.
Anybody else? Nate, good? All right, roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist,
Yes.
Mr. Atway, yes. Mrs. Elford,
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo.
Yes. All right, we are going to move on to our donations. Dr. Alquist?
Okay. So for July of 2026, we have the Mark Davis donated $200 to the Kate Feringer Memorial Fund for Arts. The Canfield PTA C.H. Campbell donated $14,820.59 to the C.H. Campbell Playground. Canfield PTA Hilltop, $580 to the Principals Fund. Porter Logistics donated $3,385 paint for the 8th grade gym. This is a total cash donation of $18,985.59.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the donations, accept the donations, I should say?
So moved. Ford.
Second.
Discussion? I just wanted to say, thanks to the PTA.
Yes.
That was a huge.
We had some needs at C.H. Campbell, and they have always stepped up to give us a hand over there. Mr. Lavery's always on it. He's my second man in control when it comes to safety, and I appreciate that, so.
Thank you to the PTA,
Yep,
and
it's
then,
good.
and thank you to Porter Logistics. They donated and I believe organized the painting of is that for the back gym there?
Yeah, with that new mural.
Where the new mural is, so, the community's stepping up big time to help out in a lot of ways, so that doesn't go unnoticed, certainly by us, so appreciate all the donations. Can I have a roll call, please?
Dr. Alquist,
Yes.
Mr. Atway, yes. Mrs. Elford,
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo.
Yes. A couple things on old business. Mr. Knoll, one thing, and Mrs. Alford brought it up, I think, or one of you guys, maybe it was Dr. Alquist. The roof at Hilltop over the gym is leaking, and the floor under it is starting to get ruined, as Mr. Ziegler told us. Can we get somebody to at least quote that for us, so we have an idea of what that is and where that's at?
I might have a quote already. I'll have to check through, but we'll get a new updated one.
I don't know if either one of you wanted to speak to the strategic plan. I know Mr. Knoll mentioned it. Was there anything you guys wanted to add? I know the survey's gone out and everything like that. Just wanted to give you guys that opportunity.
Yes, basically just what you just said and Mr. Knoll said. It came in the mail. There's a QR code. It was emailed to parents that have students in the district. We have paper copies at the library and at all of the school buildings if anybody would prefer filling out a paper copy, and they can return it to the board
We've done
office.
about 10 paper copies.
Oh, good.
We got people doing it.
That's great. So we hope to get a good response from that. Dr. Alquist, myself, Mr. Knoll, Mr. Vito, teachers, community members are going to be involved in this project, so we're looking forward to working together with everybody.
Thank you. Committees, we got to get finance scheduled, once Mr. Marco gets back here. And then buildings and grounds, I don't know if you wanted to give an update or.
Sure, I'll just give a quick, Mr. DeMilo and myself met with Mr. Knoll and Mr. Ziegler and a few community members in June for buildings and grounds, and Mr. Ziegler did a nice job of compiling this whole packet about facilities assessment, and he compared the cost from 2024 to 2026 for all of the maintenance things that need done in each building. I will not harp on this, but we're looking between 20 and 30 million total for all buildings, bus garages, football fields, et cetera, for maintenance projects. Mr. Knoll, I spoke with him today. He's going to put a link to this as well in the same tab, would you say, or do you want this in a different place?
What I was thinking about putting it on there and adding some other things, because people always want to ask, what are we spending money on?
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I think we'll put some other things on there too, but I'll add that as
Sure.
well.
So then that way, if anybody wants to see this document, we went through each building, and there's pictures and cost analysis and things like that. Anything else, Mr. DeMilo, that I missed about
No,
that?
that was really the crux of it. Next meeting is August. I don't know who wanted to do early. Just as a reminder, 5:15, the day of the meeting, in the cafeteria. It's always open. 2 board members are there if you want to talk. Not everybody's comfortable with public participation. There's more, it's a more informal situation there. So, Mrs. Alfred, I think you said you would,
Sure.
and then I'm going to sign Mrs. DeRamo up. And if she doesn't
She's
want,
not here tonight.
she's not here.
Good job.
But if she can't,
You can do that.
I will step in. So,
As the president, that's awesome. That's awesome.
anybody else? Anything else on old business? Okay, I appreciate it. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Alquist?
Second, Alford.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed, aye. Thank you.
Aye.